And joining us now to talk more about Super Tuesday is Philip Crowther, international affiliate correspondent for the Associated Press. He is in Charleston, South Carolina, where Haley's campaign is based. Philip, great to see you as always. So what is the mood there at the Haley camp today?
Well, it's been pretty quiet, but admittedly, she has been campaigning a lot over the last week in most of those Super Tuesday states, at least those where she thinks she might have a chance of getting some delegates, maybe even winning a state here or there. But essentially, all we've heard from the Nikki Haley camp today was a text message sent out to voters encouraging them in Super Tuesday states to head to the polls with a video that again showed one of her basic messages, that a Donald Trump presidency would bring more chaos, more scandals, more legal problems, as she has said repeatedly on the campaign trail. There hasn't been a particularly defiant message from her today. As you heard, there have been promises to stay in this race until Super Tuesday. Whether it's going to be past Super Tuesday, we'll have to wait and see, because these could be 16 losses for her in 16 contests on this Super Tuesday. She's, by the way, not holding an election night event, as tends to be the case for the main candidates. This is in stark contrast, of course, to what is happening in Mar-a-Lago in Florida, where Donald Trump will be holding what he expects is going to be a victory party.
Philip, any chance that she could pull off an upset here today?
Yeah, no, not really. The most likely outcome here is that the former President Donald Trump is going to win everything. That means 15 primaries, or rather 15 contests in U.S. states and one contest in a territory, that's American Samoa. He is the favorite in all of them. Maybe Nikki Haley can spring what would be a huge upset, frankly, by winning in the likes of Vermont or Virginia, for example, where there are more moderate Republicans, but it is very, very unlikely indeed. The momentum is simply not with the former governor of South Carolina. She's only won that one primary so far. That was in Washington, D.C. The good thing for her is she can now say that Donald Trump is not going to win the whole sweep of primaries heading toward the Republican Party convention. But it gave Donald Trump the possibility to call her the Queen of the Swamp by winning in Washington, D.C. and winning that primary alone so far.
Phil, explain to us why Super Tuesday, why it matters so much for both parties.
Well, it's just because of the sheer size and the numbers involved here in Super Tuesday. It tends to be a very important day in the election calendar. It is, again, by the numbers alone, the number of states that are voting. 16 altogether if you're looking at Democratic Party and Republican Party primaries, and then the one U.S. territory also voting. It's also about the delegates, of course, up for grabs, those party officials who will be representing those votes at the party conventions come the summer. It is over a third of delegates that will be up for grabs in both camps, in both the Republican Party primaries and in the Democratic Party primaries. Not enough, though, by the way, for us to be talking of a presumptive nominee at the end of tonight. Even if Donald Trump wins everything, even if Joe Biden wins everything, they still will not have got over that threshold for us to be able to say that they're definitely going to be their respective parties' nominees.
Quickly, we're almost out of time, but how is this Super Tuesday? How is it different from in years past, if at all?
Tell you what, it makes you a little bit nostalgic because usually a Super Tuesday where there is no incumbent is much more exciting. The last one was in 2016. And remember that the candidates then, or rather the nominees at the end, were Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, but they were still fighting it out in their respective parties to become the nominees on Super Tuesday. That, of course, is not the case here. I think this is a race that we can call more or less done and dusted at this point, and I think we certainly will be able to do so by the end of the night.
All right, Philip Crowther in Charleston, South Carolina for us tonight. Thank you so much.